Welcome back to the Coruscant Knights podcast. Thanks for joining us. You're on air with Cooper and Jack. And today we are returning to our roots. We are going with our top three Sith in a
Mm,
galaxy far, far away. We've done a couple of these videos before. Our most recent one was with Star Wars battles, where we
mm.
had a good back and forth debate between some of the best battles we've had in Star Wars. Today, we're going to go back to the characters and we're going to do the Sith. Maybe not Sith Lords, but definitely Sith, because there are some Sith apprentices in there that
Mhm,
maybe we could discuss.
mhm.
And then when we get to the end of our top three Sith, we will nominate one or maybe a couple, and we've got a little surprise Jules crossover event that
Crossover.
we're gonna do. So stay tuned, like the video, and let's get straight into it. So
Yes, yes,
I normally
yes.
start these things off, Jack. It's your turn.
Okay, so for those who haven't watched our previous kind of series within this, once one of us selects our character, planet, battle, whatever, our the other person cannot select it. So it is kind of like a bit of a what's the word? Like a once you're in, you're in. You're locked in with that
Yeah,
character, and the other one cannot get it.
first in,
So
best dressed.
yep, basically it. So I See, yeah.
Yeah,
See, it's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I want to say the person, but because of our special duel thing at the end, I'm trying to master my team here. Like I want a good
Oh,
solo fighters kind of thing. You know what I mean? So
throwing a
I'm gonna go
curveball.
with Darth Revan.
Okay,
So
all right.
okay, I'm not gonna explain why I think he'd be good against other like whoever you select. I'll explain that later. But the reason why he's one of my favorite Sith is because of one, you cannot look over how visually like amazing he looks. He's so iconic in his own form already, and he's only in like a little bit of Star Wars media. Imagine him coming into the limelight, I guess you can say, of uh modern day show or a
Yeah, that'd be
modern day
insane.
movie. It'll be crazy to see. I mean, I know people are trying to start talk about Old Republic stuff coming future. I'm a bit skeptical about that, especially about, not trying to butcher it because it's not an original thing. It's something that's already established with a lot of material on it.
Hmm.
And that's for another day. But
Yeah.
I think his abilities alone is makes him one of the most unique characters. I also loved his duality, I guess you would like to say, similar to Darth Vader in this. I just mentioned someone. Similar to Darth Vader in the sense of was a good person when evil, but in this instance, he actually came back to good. I mean, so did Darth,
Hmm.
but he died, so he didn't really have much to do once he came back again. So Revan actually got to experience that. He also had I'm not sure the word for it. I can't think of it off the top of my head, like amnesia or he
I don't
forgot.
know.
So what happened when he was a Sith? Something happened, lost his memory in some way, and then
Oh.
became a Jedi again. So kind of, I don't know if it was amnesia or something happened or anything, but he's just a very unique character. I think he's got really cool kind of character depth of someone who can master both the light and dark side, and we
Mhm.
all know his classic pose and background with both the red and blue lightsaber. It's just so cool, and also I what
I can't believe you. I think you
what
meant to say red and purple. But you
I'm
said red and
colorblind,
blue.
Cooper, and people
That's
should
true, you
people
are.
should know this. My whole life, I thought that was blue. There you go. It's gotten the better of me
Wait,
once
did
again.
you literally think it was blue the entire time?
Straight up to anyone who knows me, I actually had my PSN profile pic be that Darth Revan photo, and for this whole time, I have thought it was blue.
No
Why are
way.
you laughing at someone who's colorblind?
No, I'm not laughing. I just think that's no. I just think it's
Wow,
funny.
how rude do you feel now? Yeah, that's right.
I feel horrible
I
and
think I'm going to become a Sith Lord now. All right. But aside from that absolute appalling shout from Cooper, I would like to mention
sorry, Jack.
I apologize to anyone who is listening or watching that I got that wrong because there is a medical condition.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to point it out.
That's savage. But the thing I was going to cap off with that is yes, I am one of those people who would love to see Keanu Reeves portray this character. However, the more time that goes, the older he gets, making me
Mm.
kind of a bit more skeptical in age in terms of playing this character. But that is my first Sith that I'm locking in. Whether he holds a blue or purple, little do I know, it's still in the air.
I seriously I knew you had
I'm gonna have
like
to look at that photo later. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, I know you had some like issues
Mm.
with seeing color, but that's I genuinely
Yeah,
thought,
but it's just because of probably like the background, like the actual, like you
yeah,
know how there's
that's fair.
variants, like there's dark purple, there's light purple. You know, like
Yeah,
I could tell Mace is purple. You know what I mean? But I guess the image
right.
itself, I couldn't.
Okay, that's fair
I
enough.
just assumed it was blue, and you know, when you got red and blue, it's just the most
Yeah,
iconic good versus
yeah,
bad type, you know,
yeah.
thing.
That's fair enough.
But yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow. I'm mind blown. I'm so I didn't mean to like
No.
give you any troubles, but
Yeah,
I
no.
just find that
Everyone be mean
absolutely
to Cooper now.
baffling.
Be mean to him.
Yeah, drop a comment, say Cooper sucks. Yeah. I might do that later as well, you know.
Yeah, just
Anyway, I need to just preface by saying,
mm,
Revan is Jack. If it's not your favorite character, it's one of your
mm.
favorite
Yep,
characters.
100%.
So,
Yeah.
like,
It's pretty
that's
obvious for
a
me to.
no-brainer pick
Yeah.
in my eyes,
Mm.
at least.
Hmm.
For my pick, I need to take you back to
The
this,
1980s.
yeah, the 1980s. Go check out a recent video.
Yeah.
No, I need to take you back to my childhood
Mm, mm,
because this Sith Lord was my favorite character.
hmm
Granted, maybe not anymore, but
mm.
by far and away, the most iconic, best looking,
Best
best
looking.
story. I'm
Best
taking
look.
Darth Vader. Darth Vader. Yep, I'm taking Darth Vader.
Yep.
Um, I need to say yes, there is a bit of bias because he is obviously the most iconic, and
Mhm.
I probably grew up with him as. I feel like you think of Star Wars,
You think of him
you think of him. Like
more
it's
than Luke
just
or.
yeah,
Mm.
exactly. It's an icon, it's a symbol.
Hmm.
But beyond looking at Anakin's journey, like I'm gonna separate both of them, but beyond
Yep.
looking
Yep.
at the
Yep.
journey that he goes through and my somewhat limited knowledge on him, I suppose,
Mm.
I think he's just the coolest character. Like, in all honesty,
It's pretty cool.
he goes around, he doesn't give a flying F. He
Mm. Mm.
just massacres towns and people. I think back to that scene in Obi-Wan, the Obi-Wan show, the
The
god
only good
awful
thing from it.
Obi-Wan show, where he literally just slaughters people in the town
Mm.
for no reason. He just
Mm.
does it
For fear.
for,
Mm.
yeah, it's the fear. It's just the icon, just how iconic he is
Hmm.
and what he represents. And
Mm.
yeah, he's the face of evil. Like,
Hmm.
obviously, this might not be, this probably going to be a strategical pick for the duel coming at the end. But in
Mm.
all honesty, if I was picking my top three Sith, Darth Vader's going in there every single day of the week. Like, he has stood the test of time through originals, through prequels, through
Hmm.
sequels, through the varied quality of the TV shows.
And the
Darth
games.
Vader has been there and he's just stayed consistently good.
Yep.
And yeah, he's a great character. He's a great character. He's a great Sith. His abilities, kind of basic, I guess. But
Mm.
when you see him, like, man, another good thing from the Obi-Wan show, can't believe this. That
Mm.
fight with Reva,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he doesn't go twin blade, but the sheer like mentality to go,
Yeah.
oh, here's your lightsaber back mid-fight after like
Disrespect.
badass,
Yeah.
badass. Yep,
Disrespect. Yeah.
Vader's picked one for me. Sorry,
Yep. That's
I have
valid.
no
That's valid.
regrets.
I already know who I'm putting up against Vader, and it's the guy I just said. I'm putting him up against him. I know he will.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But it depends on where. No, I'm kidding. It might. Who knows? That's a valid pick. That would have been my second because you kind of have to have him in your
Yep.
team, especially if you're doing versus. Ah, This is gonna be an interesting one. I'm tossing up between two particular ones. So I already have one. My last one I've already got cemented in, but this one here is one that could go either way, especially in terms of favorite and for battles. Like they're both almost on the same playing field, only because I'm a very what's the word? I like coolness. I may like ignore storytelling and kind of development, but when I watched this guy as a kid, I could not. I wish we had more of him, so I'm actually going to pick him. Savage Opress.
Oh, I thought you were going Maul.
See, that's the two that I was tossing because obviously, objectively speaking, Maul is a better Sith Lord. He is a better character. He has development. But in terms of favorite, like I'm not going off like, the best. I'm going favorite. We're doing our favorite ones, right?
Yeah, that's
And
right.
Savage as a kid, when I was growing up watching the Clone Wars and seeing Savage, absolutely like so when he like got his, when the Night Sisters had their way with him, and then he just goes into the town. I can't even remember who he kills, but he just mows down a whole platoon of people getting to like across that bridge, and I was just like, this guy is an absolute monster.
Yeah.
I think of him like a rabid animal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You let him go, you let him free, and he'll give you what you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He may be not force strong, but he's good with the blade with only training with it for a short period of time,
Yeah.
and he brute force alone makes him a threat to
Yeah.
his opponents. And I would like to say, I don't know if I would like to hear your opinion on this. If he was to survive the Clone War similar to Maul, let's just say for some weird, excluding plot and everything, if he survived with Maul, to where we see Maul eventually in Obi-Wan and kind of when he's with Crimson Dawn, do you think he would have eventually become more powerful than Maul and ended up being more of a threat to Emperor and Darth Vader's plan?
No, because I
Interesting.
think that Savage, I think obviously the fight against Palpatine
Mm.
in the clone, sorry, Sidious, I should say, in
Hmm.
the Clone Wars, that really showed me that he was, well, obviously he could have obviously developed and gone better as a
Mm.
fighter,
That's what
but
I'm
he
saying.
was drained after that fight. You could see, like, he was done.
But
He
that's the
couldn't give any
thing.
more.
But even that was the same with Mulder. You know what I'm saying? Sidious is another level of someone who's been around for like hundreds and thousands of, oh no, only hundreds of years, right?
Mm,
He also got trained by one of the most, influential Sith
yeah.
ever. So I think the reason why I oppose that is I think he may never, if he survived, he wouldn't be smart enough to even have battle tactics, right?
Mm,
Who'd end up almost probably killing himself because of just how stupid he is.
probably.
However, I think pure strength and sheer like will, if he survived long enough, I think he would have posed more of a scarier threat to imagine Savage. This could be one of the battles actually. Savage versus Vader, right? But this
Mm,
is the issue. I would say Savage if he survived longer for development wise. If I said like a Savage who's matured, who's had training, I would be scared at being Darth Vader. You know why? Because he is still flexible. He's got brute strength, which Darth usually versus people like anyone that Darth versus who isn't like a threat in terms of like sheer physical strength. He usually tries to get them out quickly because he knows that if he fights them too long, he might get bested, right? You know what I mean? He would usually use his force powers on like snapping a neck or something. You know what I mean? But if it's someone
mm.
who he thinks he actually has a chance with, he usually, confidently uses his lightsaber. I think with Savage, should be scared of just how sheer powerful he is, rather than especially being in his mechanical form. Obviously, Anakin would obliterate him in Clone Wars anyway. But I like to mention he's just a visually cool looking Sith. People probably gonna give me hate for picking him, but I remember I actually had a figurine of Savage growing up as a
Oh,
kid, and I was surprised Clone Wars and Lucasfilm actually made what's it called merchandise off him a bit. I
yeah.
thought he's just a carbon ripoff. Back in the day, everyone would have just thought of Maul,
Yeah.
but I think he's a great character. I loved his kind of brother relationship with Maul. I think those two together were just a fun duo that you always love to see, especially when they were trying to enact revenge on Obi-Wan in Clone Wars. Was just
Yeah,
so
that was
epic.
pretty cool. Yeah.
He had a presence. You know what he had? Aura.
Oh,
He
all right.
did, and that's why I love him. I think he's underrated, and I love him. He's one of my favorites.
Okay. No, I don't blame you. I mean, he's a cool character, but I
Mm,
would like to say what you've done
mm,
here. For those of us who did, or those of you who did watch our top three battles, you've basically
mm.
gone and pulled a water war out of the thin air.
Yep,
Like, of
basically
all of the
a
Sith,
random.
like, your lineup is Revan from Old Republic and
Savage.
Savage Opress from Clone Wars? What? I
I'm
mean,
just saying.
like, that's fair
I'm not
enough.
saying best. I'm not saying best.
Favorite. Yeah, no, that's fair
Best
enough.
would best would be one that you already said and another one that you're
Yeah,
probably about to say. So
I'm probably
let's
gonna
let's
say.
hear it. I'm ready.
No, I just want to say really quickly
Yeah.
about Savage.
Yeah.
Really cool character, I agree.
Yeah.
I personally feel like,
Yeah.
besides Darth Vader,
Yeah.
he would be the most terrifying to duel in a
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
lightsaber
Like
battle.
you stare at him in the eyes because
Yeah,
the
you're
good thing
done.
about Vader, you can't see his eyes. You just see a figure, right?
That's it. That's what I was
But you
thinking.
can see Savage and
Yeah.
how big and tall and muscly he is.
Yeah.
Like thorns off the head, man. I'm cooked. Honestly, I'm okay. This is the thing. This bringing this up, I'd be more scared of seeing Savage physically. Be more scared of seeing Darth with his breathing. If I couldn't see Darth and just hear his breathing, I would be more scared than seeing Savage's physical body. But physical body on physical body, Savage any day. I'm cooked. No, it's like the devil with muscles. I'm not
Yeah.
dealing
No,
with that.
literally. Well,
Not
literally.
dealing with that. So
You did pick up one
that's my
really
point.
iconic scene of Savage. He
Mm.
walks into the Black Sun meeting room and throws
Oh
his
yeah.
saber and decapitates
And
them all.
just decapitates.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Aura. Absolute
Yeah.
aura.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
loved it.
all right. Moving on from Savage, another character was Clone Wars, but I more well, I more fondly remember from the movies, but
Mm.
I think some of his best scenes come from Clone Wars.
Mm.
I don't know how you're gonna feel about this or how the internet's gonna
I
react
like
to
it.
this.
I'm gonna like
Count
it.
Count Dooku.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Good
I
pick.
think
Good pick.
same deal as Vader. Beyond just his journey being like a fallen Jedi, I think that what I like about Dooku the most is his fighting style. He's
Mm.
got to be the most confident swordsman in the galaxy. Like
Mm.
the
Mm.
way he just uses one hand. I go back to this battle again,
Nonchalant.
back to another top three video, our
Yep.
favorite lightsaber battles.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
chose Anakin and Obi-Wan versus Dooku season 6.
Hmm.
Perfect comment on the video on a YouTube
Mm.
video of the battle saying, "Look at how Dooku puts Obi-Wan on the offensive and Anakin on the defensive,
He knows
playing to
them.
their weaknesses." We,
Hmm.
incredible
Yep.
swordsman and
Hmm.
just so talented. And I think he's got so much complexity like in his head. Obviously,
Mm.
he's trying to help the Jedi because he doesn't truly believe in what Palpatine's doing and the Sith and all that.
Yep.
But just fighting alone, even he looks alright. He looks pretty cool. Like he's
I
an old
mean,
dude with a
Clone Wars is a bit debatable with that
Clone
chin.
Wars. He looks like a bit of a carrot. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie, a white carrot.
The
But
style. Mm.
yeah, but
The drip.
again, just I so wish we saw him in season 7.
Mm.
But
Yeah. It is what
look,
it is.
man, Count Dooku, he's so cool. He's
I
such
like
a
to
cool
I
character.
like to mention, I reckon his downfall, obviously we know how he dies. I reckon his
Mm.
downfall is honestly his conflict between not wanting to accept what's happening in front of him. Because I think on basic level, he's probably a smarter person than Sidious. You know what I mean? Like you're messing with two very calculated people, right? But Sidious is just far more obviously uh one, selfish, so he's planned
Mm.
everything basically what would benefit him. And secondly, he also has no kind of light side within him still, where Dooku
Mm.
kind of doesn't really full on believe in what he's doing,
Mhm.
but at the same time does. So he's kind of in that weird middle ground. So I honestly think if he was just one or the other, pure evil, pure good, he probably would have done some damage on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely.
I reckon his fault is being torn, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, double agent. He could have.
Basically.
Oh, did
Yep.
we ever get a double agent Sith Jedi in Star Wars?
We
Awesome.
almost had a fake double agent with what's his name, Quinlan Voss,
Oh yeah.
pretending to kind of side with Ventress and stuff. He was more of an assassin for the Jedi, to be honest, not
You know what?
treated as a sole good
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think we've just come up with a good movie idea, like a
Mm.
Jedi during the Clone Wars playing.
Yeah,
Oh no, Pong. I was gonna say Pong Krell, but he was
he
more
just
of
he
he
was
was a douchebag.
selfish.
He was a
Yeah, he
douchebag.
was just selfish. He was just like, I like being in charge of these pathetic people,
Yeah.
and I don't care who kills who. I just want to see chaos, and I want to be the person standing above them all.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
was like ego. He was like an ego
Yeah.
character. Just
Egocentric.
wanted
Yeah.
it all for himself.
Yeah.
But that's a great pick. Now, honestly, that was another one I was debating because I was going to say exactly the same reasons of just how sheerly good he is at lightsaber combat.
Yeah.
See, in now I'm actually a bit nervous because in terms of like versing, he would be very good in a duel, and he's got his lightning too. So it's very
Oh
scary
yeah, I
to.
forgot about that.
to
Yeah.
so I'm going to have to pick someone here who's one of my favorites and who would be pretty good counterparts. So
I think I know who you're picking, but
I think I'm going to have to go big boy here. I'm
yeah.
going to have to go with Palpatine. I'm going to have to do it because not only is he one of the most villainous villains we have, we always say, iconic wise, we say Darth Vader. He's engulfed in kind of Star Wars as the main figurehead, right? But who is the one who made him so twisted and who turned such a good-hearted soul of a kid into
Yeah.
one of the most feared beings in the galaxy?
Jar
It
Jar
is
Binks. No, no, I'm joking.
just
I couldn't not say that.
shuts down, malfunctions. Darth Sidious. He is. I physically get angry when I see his face. I just want to like pop him in the head. You know what I mean? Like he's so ugly and sorry, that's me. Ian McDermott, you're a great man. But
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, wrinkly head of a just
Damn, throwing shade. He's on your team, by the way.
he is on my team. He is. Because that's why he's so good. Because I hate him so much. Like I don't want every time I Revenge, everyone knows who follows this channel knows I love Revenge of the Sith. It is my favorite movie, and every time I watch it, I want a different result because I just hate the wrinkly man. I just every time I just want Mace to finish him off, man. It really he frustrates me in the best ways possible. And he also frustrated me when he returned in the sequels because it was just so not needed, but that's fine. You know what I mean? But going off why he's a great character and a strong Sith Lord is one, he's so evil that he took out his own master in his sleep. Like who does that? Like
I'm not.
what kind of man does that? Like
I'm not gonna lie. I really thought you were gonna just stop it. He's so evil.
well
I'm
yeah,
like, I mean, that's a good reason, but like,
he's just
he's so
he's just
evil.
he
Pause.
honestly
Killed his own
should have just
master.
left it at that. Like
Could
that
have.
would
You could
speak
have,
for
and that would
itself.
make sense.
But he just you kill your master in his sleep. That like what kind of there's no honor. That is pure like like what's it called? The P word, but in a nice way. Such a
The P
out
word.
loser. He's a bit of a loser,
Okay,
What
all right.
loser, doesn't want to face someone head on to show his power? Instead, he goes
Yeah.
behind, in the easy way out kind of thing, just to take over. You know what I mean? Like he's like that little snake, and he's also smart, which annoys me because he's always one step ahead. He's planning. He knew Savage and Maul were a threat if they were ever to survive or not have Sidious kind of come in and make a presence on him. So when he
Hmm.
came in and just 2v1 so effortlessly, laughing in their face quite literally, and showing basically some mercy to Maul on just showing how at any second he could just wipe him away in 2 seconds. It was nothing to him, you know what I mean? After seeing seasons and episodes and arcs of Maul and Savage just kind of, not really getting threatened by anyone apart from maybe Obi-Wan. But yeah, seeing Sidious come in and do that was just, oh my gosh, that was peak Sidious content right there. It was so good.
Peak Clone
And
Wars content.
yeah, like honestly, Clone Wars is everything we talk about has some relation to Clone Wars. Literally every
Yeah, it was
character
so
we've
good.
talked about has, aside from Vader, has had a Clone Wars connection.
Yeah. I mean, you could even go as far to say, Vader showing up in the last episode of Clone Wars.
Just oh yeah, presence
Wait,
again.
hang on.
Just
How is
absolutely.
Revan a part of Clone Wars? Sorry.
Oh, I forgot about Revan. You know what? You
Yeah.
know what? You got me there.
I did. I
Usually
did.
I
I
have
got
my
you
way
good.
around speaking about
Yeah.
anything. I forgot about that I mentioned him to begin with.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, honestly, Sidious is a formidable force. I do think his weakness is his lightsaber combat still. We know that he's fast and he's rapid strikes, fluent with the blade, and obviously he did lose to Mace, but that was part of his plan. But also Mace is, I think if we were doing if we had an underrated Jedi kind of thing, Mace is up there for me. He is so strong and so good. He is criminally like overlooked a lot just because of how
Yeah.
kind of mean he is to Anakin in the movie, for
We didn't get
sure, in the
enough of
movies.
him in the movies or the shows.
100%. Like he made General Grievous cough for his whole livelihood because he just
Yeah.
crushed his what's it called lungs. That's crazy. But
Yeah.
and he's also got Shatter Point, which is an OP ability anyway. So
What the hell
um,
is Shatterpoint?
you don't know Shatter Point?
Am I missing something?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has Shatter Point. You know what? Search it up right as I finish up my thing here. I'm pretty sure it's
If
Mace that
I
has Shatter.
search up, do I have to search up Mace Windu Shatterpoint? Shatterpoint?
Yeah, search it up. But in all honesty, I think his weakness is still lightsaber combat. So if we're doing this dual thing after, I'll be a bit scared to put him up against someone because of if it's like someone against like Dooku, he will need to use his brain over his physical what's it called duel because I feel like Count would better of him in a one-on-one lightsaber duel in terms of force abilities and brain. No, sorry, palps. So it'd be interesting to see kind of what we go with that. How's the reading going, Cooper?
I'm a little confused. Hang on. Let me read this. This is Wikipedia, by
Yeah,
the way. Shatterpoint
Wikipedia. Yeah.
was a force ability that could be used to sense the significance of an event, though
Hmm.
it is also referred to key moments where actions could change events. I
It's
don't
like
know
Anakin.
why my
It's
brain
like
can't comprehend
Anakin's.
that.
It's like I think Anakin had parts of it. That's what we saw with his visions, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, okay.
So it's like he can kind of predict or anticipate what will happen, kind of thing.
Fair
It's kind
enough.
of OP. It's like Plo Koon using Force Lightning, but it wasn't the same Force Lightning as what the Sith use.
Right,
And like
okay.
there's variants, and there's a ability that Revan uses that I am saving for this juicy jewels that we're going to do. But anyway, that's why Sidious is on there. He caps off my three. He's a very evil person, and I hate him. But that's also why he's one of my favorites.
Wow.
Mm.
Well,
Mm.
you've certainly assembled a list of all time, haven't you?
Yeah,
All right.
I'm ready.
Now, I said this on the first pick. I need to preface by saying that you're not going to agree with this pick
I have
because
agreed
we've
with all
spoken
yours so
about the
far.
technicality of this character
Oh
for
no, I'm scared.
donks. But before I do that, I would like to say I was going to pick Darth Nihilus out of spite
Because
because
of
in
how OP he is.
Galaxy of Heroes, he has an ability that insta kills a hero.
Yeah, yeah.
But I know nothing about him, so I'm not going to do that.
I was gonna say, yeah, if we're doing duels, then yeah,
Then I win.
there's definitely better picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Um,
basically.
I've also noticed a trend with my picks, which has kind of got me thinking that maybe I'm into this sort of character journey of
Yeah.
bad guys turning good or good guys turning bad.
Revan was too.
I guess so. I'm going with Kylo Ren.
He is okay. Yeah, he's not a Sith, but
I knew you'd say that. I knew
no,
you'd
no, no,
say
but
that.
no, but for this instance, he is. But he's not, isn't he? He never was a Sith. He never got trained by a Sith. He never went off the Sith rituals. He is a dark side Force user. Sorry, I know you hate me, right? I know. You know what? Yeah, after the colorblind
Tone of
comment,
silence.
ah, you know what? Sabine doesn't count as a Jedi either.
I know.
No,
I know.
no,
That
no.
one we can agree on.
Yeah, for this instance though, I respect it because I was tempted to pick him too because he's
Okay.
one of my favorite characters,
Yes.
but not Sith. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
go
All
for
right.
it.
Well, I'll begin my little spiel, I suppose.
I'm ready.
Uh, so Kylo Ren, first of all, we can debate like the look of Darth Vader being iconic.
Mm,
Kylo Ren just looks so cool. Like
yeah, he does look cool.
one of even his helmet alone is just pretty awesome.
Mm,
Like the most iconic thing is obviously the lightsaber hilt, the cross
mm,
guard, pretty cool.
mm.
The suit and the fit, I guess, pretty basic.
The
But
drip.
the helmet, man, that's just next level. That's next level. And I wish I had Kylo Ren's helmet
Same.
instead of
Yeah,
Sabine, but it's all right.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like the Sabine one.
But the issue with Kylo Ren's look though, and I don't know if you agree with me on this, his head alone without the hood on it looks kind of like a bobblehead.
Little bit.
Like when he's got the helmet on. With the hood though, nice.
But to be fair, like first of all, Adam Driver probably has a really if Grant like
Neck. Yeah.
yeah, if it was actually him under the mask, which I
It
hope it
would
was
have
most
been.
of the
It
time.
would have been.
Yeah,
It
he
would
has
have
a
been.
thin neck. But
He's
also, when you compare it to other masked figures, I look at as much as I didn't even want to mention the Acolyte today, I'm going to. You look at
yeah.
the Stranger, Chimera or whatever his name is.
Yep.
Like same deal. It's like it ends here and then there's just a thin neck. It's
But
like,
he didn't look as like, you know what I mean? Like
oh,
maybe
okay, interesting.
maybe his neck's just a bit more thick, like wider. Like
Maybe Jacinto. Yeah.
Adams is very like thin, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
he's got a very strange figure, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. But I just to quickly butt in, I love his refurbished helmet more. That's the
With
best look.
cracks. Yeah, I think that is a bit more unique.
Mm,
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
it is.
Art.
It is nice.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm,
So I also like Kylo Ren's kind of raw energy when he's fighting. Like,
mm,
obviously, we look back at Snoke.
mm,
What were his words? When I first found you, I saw raw, untamed power.
mhm,
Like, yeah, because he's got so much energy when he fights.
mm,
He
mm,
fights with emotion. He fights for power. He
mm,
fights with hunger and thirst
mm,
for doing whatever is necessary. Like Vader was more clinical with his fighting, in my opinion.
mm.
Kylo Ren is just he will just slash a lightsaber just to get anything out of his opponent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vader, it was more like precise, I feel like.
Calculated. Mm,
Yeah. So
mm.
I like the fighting. I like his fighting style.
Oh man, I'm so hyped for this next bit. Oh, I'm so hyped.
Yeah, no, the duel will be good.
Yeah,
But so
okay.
Kylo Ren, I know we can debate if he's a Sith or not.
Yeah,
But I think at the end of the day, he wields a red lightsaber. He uses the dark side of the Force. He was trained by a Sith, supposedly. We don't
supposedly,
really know. I don't know enough about
allegedly,
Snoke.
allegedly.
Allegedly, we can debate that in the comments
Yeah.
below, I suppose.
Mm.
But yeah, I
Hmm.
can't not choose it.
Yeah,
He's such a good Sith.
iconic. Yep.
He's a good evil guy. He's a good bad guy.
Yep. 100%. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that bit, at
Yeah.
least. Yep.
Well, finally, something we agree on.
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
that's true.
Now comes the fun part of.
So we've what's it called? We got some 20 pretty common iconic Star Wars places.
Mhm.
Just to give you guys, instead of just saying, oh, these two people versus each other, to give you guys a visual of where they will be battling.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see where it lands. Wait,
No, I don't
wait,
know.
music.
Oh,
Elevator music.
okay.
It not looking hot. It's looking, I was gonna say cold, but that's not really cold. Jungle.
Jungly. It's looking jungly.
But see, this is why it's good. Knowing that it's Endor means that there's a lot of tree coverage, hidden shadows, kind of elements of surprise. It's not open.
Yeah,
It's not open like Tatooine. You know what I mean?
Oh, I've got to think about this. I got to hang on. Let me look at
That's what
my
I'm
picture
saying.
again.
So, should we, in terms of, should we say a character at the same time so we don't know, we can't like
Yeah.
just a random one to put out there?
Okay.
Who you think would best suit fighting in Endor? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I know who I'm going with.
Endor. Who would be
Andor.
Endor?
Actually, funny thing, not related to what we're doing today,
Yeah.
but I literally just realized that the last name Andor is the combination of two very common words in and or. Andor.
Yeah.
Andor.
Well, Andor.
Andor.
Just
Yeah.
pronounced differently, I guess.
Yeah. Andor.
I'm going to go. Okay. Shall we type it so we don't overlap each
No,
other?
no,
Or
say it out loud.
okay, okay. All
Clarify.
right.
Hopefully, people who are listening will understand.
All right. There's a bit of delay probably anyway.
Probably
So
will.
count us in. Count us in.
Three, two, one. Darth Vader.
Savage.
Oh,
Damn
okay. This
it.
is the one we wanted to talk about.
Okay. You
Okay.
know what? I will go first because I think it's quite obvious who would objectively win. I think we can both agree that Darth would win against Savage
Thank you.
any day.
Absolutely. All right. Don't need to discuss it then. We're all done.
No, but in terms of okay, I would like to say the reason why I selected Savage for this planet in particular is because one, this planet is a lot more what's it called? Isolated. Not isolated, it's a lot more dense. It's a forest biome, sounds, creatures, you don't know what's lurking. Savage is not a smart man, right? So if it was Tatooine and it was against Vader, one, obviously Vader knows Tatooine. Two, it's open. He's cooked anyway.
Yeah.
Savage will use the element of surprise, right? Sheer. This is where I'm going to reason with him beating Darth. You're about to get your mind blown. So imagine, you know how the Ewoks got the element of surprise all the time, right? Savage, hidden tiger, crouching dragon. He's in the bushes, all the treetops, just camping it out, right? He drops in unexpectedly on Darth with a roar of a lion because we're in a forest, jungle. He comes in, gets real up and close and personal with Darth, slashes with his double bladed, his breathing, what's it called? His control panel. Boom, basically already on the advantage, right? Savage then aggressively, absolutely clobs Darth in the head with his big ass muscles, and then chops off his head. Game over. GG in the
Wow.
chat, homie.
That ended
GG in the
quickly.
chat. Yep.
Well,
That's why. Because you know why? Brute force. Darth is not like what's it called? He's in a mechanical suit. His hearing's probably not great. He's restricted in his movements. Savage is a beast. So up close and hidden in the bushes comes Savage, the devil.
okay. So the reason
Yep.
I'm laughing so much is
Yep.
because literally, as you
The
said
acting.
that, I was thinking the exact same thing in my head. Darth Vader, he's perched up on the bridge
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
Ewok village, and then
Yeah.
he jumps down.
Yeah.
It's Savage on the ground because Savage is
But
probably looking around on the ground like,
oh.
oh, is he? So
No, but see, Savage, he's stupid, right?
he
But
is.
he knows that he needs to get close, so he will make sure he's hidden. You know what I mean?
Okay. To be fair, I
Yeah.
feel like Darth Vader's gonna have more camouflage. If it's a nighttime battle, your Savage is cooked, mate.
How? How?
How? Darth Vader's all black. Imagine him in a forest.
Savage wears black bloody things too.
You can see his yellow face.
Yeah, but he's
Like a
got the
hazard
camo paint
sign.
on. He's got the camo paint.
Yeah, no, no, but you're still gonna see yellow instead of black. You know what?
He's got a helmet.
Vader might just literally stand in the forest a good
Mm,
20, 30 meters away from Savage and just
mm.
breathe, and Savage would crap himself and just run away.
Savage wouldn't, to be fair, in this instance, they wouldn't know who each other are because
Yeah,
did Anakin ever meet
I don't
Savage?
think so. I don't
Yes,
think so.
this would be To be fair, though, I know obviously Darth would somehow, if it was a show or a movie, no matter what, Darth will win. In terms of this is why I kind of wish Star Wars had a thing where it's like based off skills, abilities, location. I would like to think Savage would have brute up close strength compared to someone stuck in a mechanical suit. You know what I mean? Like if it was literally Anakin versus Savage, I wouldn't bet Savage doing anything. You know what
Mm,
I mean? Because of the freedom of, movement and kind of what's it called? Anakin's a lot more kind of sane of mind and stuff too. He's a bit more aware, battle tactic. I actually like to think Anakin or General Anakin Skywalker has better battle tactics than Darth Vader. Because ever since he got in that suit, he was kind of what's the word? As we saw in Obi-Wan, I guess if we need because it's canon, I guess we have to say it.
yeah.
He's a lot more what's it called? Emotional.
Yeah,
When
that's true.
before he's a bit more analytical, a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Mm, mm.
But again, at the end of the day, we're talking Darth Vader against tiny little mini Savage Press,
Yeah.
who got too tired in a battle for his own life and died.
Okay, well, true, but at the same time, it was against Sidious.
Yeah, that's fair
Yep.
enough. But Maul survived.
Yeah, but no, but because he deemed so. He deemed it so,
Yeah, that's
not
fair enough.
because of anything else. Literally. Literally.
Literally.
Okay. Pop us in. Pop us in. New planet. Darth wins.
We're going to another
GG.
planet.
I'll
Okay,
take
all
the
right.
L. I'll take the L.
All right.
I'll take the L. Darth definitely win. I was hoping you'd say Kylo Ren because in my head I was like, I reckon Savage would actually beat Kylo Ren.
So do we have to pick a new character this time?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Because now it's like now we know there's
Oh,
two.
oh, you know what?
Hmm.
You know what? Let me just look at my list. I got rid of my list.
Who did I
Who
say?
was
Yeah,
it?
I'm trying to remember who
Oh
I.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I know, I know.
mm, mm,
Feel
mm,
like I'm
mm.
cooked either way. You chose pretty powerful character. Yeah, you chose
Yeah,
pretty.
I think these two would probably
Yeah, I'm cooked.
depending.
I'm absolutely cooked, mate.
Okay, I know who I'm going to use for this one.
All right, let's do it.
Okay,
Three,
three,
two,
two,
one.
one.
Kylo Ren.
Revan.
Okay, I'm cooked. I'm cooked,
Okay,
mate.
okay, but you know what? You go first because we'll go with the person who has to explain more why their character might possibly win.
Okay. All right. Give me a second to just picture the location. Let me picture Kylo Ren and
Scary
Darth
beach,
Revan like on the beach. And then you've got
having
X-Wings
mimosas.
and TIE having mimosas. And then there's X-Wings and TIE fighters flying over
Mm,
the top.
mm,
It's serene. There's a big tower in the background. Maybe
mm,
the fight is in the tower.
mm.
Is that what you're picturing?
No, I
Or
was
are you
actually
picturing on
thinking
the
of.
beach?
I was thinking beach. I was thinking
Okay.
ground.
All right. I'm gonna you're gonna again, I bring this up
You,
so many times on this
yeah,
podcast, it's absolutely absurd.
the acolyte.
In canon, Star Wars,
Yeah,
technically, Kylo Ren has been on Scarif before.
BF2.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Star Wars Battlefront 2
Mm,
campaign.
hmm
We gotta have a counter every podcast from now on.
Every
How many
time we
times we say it.
mentioned Battlefront.
That is the most recurring thing we have on this
Oh,
podcast.
100%. 100%.
But
That and
anyway,
Last Jedi.
so based off of that, I think Kylo Ren, he's used to the climate, he's used to the environment. He probably doesn't mind getting a little wet, you know.
Right. He's got map
Um,
knowledge. That's all
yeah,
you've got.
he's got
He's
map
got.
knowledge. And besides his like fighting style, I can imagine like Revan's probably really quick with his
hmm
dual blades, like a
Yep.
Starkiller type. But
hmm
Kylo Ren, yeah, no, I've got no argument. Kylo Ren's cooked, mate.
I reckon the only thing I'll give you map knowledge. He might better know the area he's going to. It might take Revan a time to adjust.
My
He maybe
only
never
hope,
fought in a hot
yeah,
climate.
my only hope is Kylo Ren, if he's even strong enough in the Force, like goes to the
To hold
sky
him,
with the
freeze
Force
him.
power, brings
Mm,
down an X-wing or a X-wing.
mm,
Why am I trying? X-wing or TIE fighter on
mhm.
Revan, and it just explodes on him.
Yeah. That
Maybe.
well,
That is
The
one
reason
outcome.
why I was hoping you would say what's it called? Vader
Dooku.
for
Oh,
well, yeah, obviously, but
Vader
I
for
was
this
hoping to
one.
put Revan against Vader
Yeah.
because I'm just gonna say I'll say two two abilities that he has, right?
Mm,
He is one of very few Jedi slash Sith to have almost basically mastered battle percept what's it called? Battle precognition,
right.
which is like Taskmaster in MCU ability. He
Oh
can
yeah.
predict whoever he is versing's moves
Damn.
within the Force, right? So you put okay, so yeah, kyloren's cooked. In other words, he's
Yeah,
cooked.
Kylo Ren is
Like he's.
cooked.
But
Throw him
I
on the
thought,
barbecue. He's done. He's done.
but I was thinking he could. I reckon Revan. Honestly, put him against Vader, he'd probably win solely because also he's not in a suit. I reckon Anakin would have a better chance again. I think. I think Revan is honestly one of the most versatile Sith in this instance than anyone. He's smart. He's got battle tactics. He can predict people's what's it called moves. He's got obviously force choke. He's got force heal, which is
Does he?
obviously like yeah, he does. He has force heal. He also has battle meditation, which is another character that we know has that.
Cal Kestis.
Yep, Cal Kestis. So he actually can, meditate prior, during, after to enhance his combat abilities.
What?
So it's kind of like a, what's it called? Like a rejuvenation, maybe?
Yeah, health
A,
replenishment.
you know how kind of like Qui-Gon tried to do, I guess, before continuing
Yeah.
to fight Maul, which
Oh
didn't
yeah,
work,
yeah.
which didn't really work that well, but that's fine. But yeah, I just think Revan's versatile. He's good in with the Force. He's good with the blades. He's also got a mask. I don't know how that would
He's got the
affect.
mask.
Maybe Kyloren's also got them.
Kylo's got one. Yeah.
I don't know, oxygen levels. If it was in space, it'd be they might have both a fairer chance compared to others because they definitely have oxygen going through within there somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, but hot climate, they might both need to take it off. Maybe
Maybe
Kylo
just
works
take a
better
breather.
without the mask.
Maybe that. Yeah, they need to go sip those margaritas on the beach. Just take mid fight break.
In the water, I don't know how good Revan is in the water.
Oh,
Kylo Ren walks through a wave
he
in
did walk through a
Rises.
wave. He did walk
So
through a
there
wave.
you go. Kylo wins. Kylo
Wow.
wins.
He just needs to force a wave onto the shore.
Force a beach wave. Yeah. No, I think objectively speaking, in this instance, it's 1-1 right now, which ties us up with our final two
Yeah,
competitors.
I need a Hail Mary on this planet,
Let's
man.
pick a location. It'll be interesting to see what location we get. I
I need
reckon.
like a trash compactor or something.
Yeah, I don't think it's in there though. Like a
No.
Tatooine might be interesting because I don't know if
What's
my guy
left?
would be
Oh, I wouldn't hate Felucia. I could make an argument out of Felucia.
100%, 100%.
All right, let's see what we got.
See what we get.
Big money, big money, big money, big
Bespin
money.
would be. It's
Oh,
not come up for me yet. Oh, how epic! This is great. This is great for technically both of us. They both have map knowledge, and it's also our
yeah.
name. We have to do it. It's our name.
It is our name. We have
It's
to
our
live up.
name.
We got to give the people what they want. All right.
3, 2, 1. Let's say who wins. 3, 2, 1. Sidious.
Countdooku. Wait, hang on. Who wins?
Yeah.
Oh, well, obviously it would be Sidious.
Yeah.
But I can try and make an argument. I just got
Yep.
to
I want to
think.
hear it.
You got to. Okay, all right. I got an argument in my head. So, let's say that the two are scheming. Two are
Mm.
scheming together. Countdooku
So they're
doesn't
working
clearly.
together in this
They're
instance.
working together. Yeah, it's like
Uh,
episode two. We're in episode
okay.
two.
Yep.
They're
In the
scheming,
in the
and then
industrial.
and then they're like, Countdooku doesn't quite like what's going on, what Sidious is doing. And so
Mm.
he's like, what can I do? What can I do to maybe get rid of him so he's not gonna be a threat to me or the galaxy.
Yeah.
And so they take a little stroll, and while Palpatine's not looking,
Yeah.
he slips a poison into his spice cream.
Spice
Spice cream.
He has a night care routine for his wrinkles.
Yeah. No, what? No, his spice cream.
Yeah, no,
From
yeah,
oh
I was thinking of like an actual cream.
no,
How
I'm thinking
funny.
like an ice cream,
Yeah, yeah,
the thing from
yeah.
the
The
Mandalorian. Anyway,
stupid,
the
yeah, yeah.
glowing ice cream,
The
whatever. Yeah,
glowing
he
ones.
slips
Yeah.
some poison into there, and Palpatine's like, "Ugh," and then dies.
Hmm.
And that's the way. No need to fight. No need to fight.
Counter proposal. Palpatine has contingencies for if Count Dooku wants to turn on him because he's his
Probably.
apprentice.
Probably.
He'd be like, he's probably gonna try and poison me with an ice cream. I better not take anything. He'd be like, oh, I'm not gonna drink, eat anything that anyone tries to give me
Oh, there
because
we
they're
go. He's
probably
just gonna die to starvation.
no, no, no. Unless
Fantastic.
unless he's in the council, Palpatine would take it because he knows they don't know who he is yet.
Yeah.
Anyone who's working closely and knows who's evil will probably have some vendetta against him. Literally, I don't think Palpatine ever has had a good relationship with like someone. I
Yeah,
like
true.
everyone wants to kill him if they're working for him. Everyone wants him gone. Everyone hates him. Like he's very not loved. So it makes you wonder how he had a kid.
That is true. That is,
I,
yeah.
Backstory. Give me some backstory with that, please. No, maybe not actually.
No, I
Might
don't
be a
want to
bit
know
weird.
about that. I don't know.
Um,
No.
but honestly, if we're going with a duel, I actually, if there's no force abilities on the line, I'm back in count.
I'm not.
I am.
Did you
Count
see
Dooku.
Sidious against Savage and Maul, mate?
I know, but that's animated Clone Wars. You know what I mean? You can't like
Yeah, but
they can make it
animated
look
Dooku.
faster.
Animated Dooku.
Animated Dooku was very fast. He took on both Anakin and Obi-Wan with ease, much easier than he did in
Yeah.
Attack and
So,
Revenge.
like, movie Sidious versus movie Count would be significantly different to animated Sidious versus animated Count.
Okay, animated both of them, Sidious. I reckon live action, I reckon Dooku. Because I know
Well,
when
maybe.
Dooku killed, I mean, when Sidious killed the Masters before Mace, apparently that was meant to be like at the speed of light. He did that,
Yeah.
right? So with that in mind, maybe he might get a jump on Dooku faster because Dooku doesn't move that quick. But in
Maybe.
terms of like clashing blades, Dooku would be so proficient with his lightsaber, and
Mm.
they would both end up being in a stalemate with Force abilities because they both use their Force lightning as their go-to, which
Mm.
would make it interesting. So then that will then unfortunately have to lead with the decider of mental, what's it called, battle tactics, which probably will then have to go to Sidious.
Yeah.
But honestly, in a one-to-one duel, abilities and lightsaber, I reckon it's a tight one more than the others, definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
Because it's not unlike most of Sidious's like apprentices. Obviously, if you go with just Maul and Vader, they're young, right? They're younger.
Mm.
They're less experienced in the Force. They're less wise. Count Dooku's an older one. He's been
Yeah.
around the block. You know what I mean? He's lived it long enough to understand all that kind of stuff. I reckon he poses more of a threat to Sidious, which is why he had to get Anakin to kill him because Anakin's a younger body who can move quicker, who's got more raw potential. I reckon Sidious was too scared to face him on his own.
Wow. Well, there you
I don't
go.
know why I defended you there, but
I know. Hey, I mean, so are we unanimously deciding that Sidious would beat Dooku?
probably. I reckon still probably. But I like to think that the reason why we did these better ones is just to sheerly fantasize about kind
Yeah.
of what potential things. And I do think Savage crouching in the bushes is a hilarious thing to think of because of how
Yeah.
big he is.
Yeah. We need to get someone to create like an art visual of
Like
him
a visual of just him and
yeah,
then Darth just standing there like
just
and
waiting, hands on buckle belts.
yeah, and
Waiting.
Savage is just like this was he double bladed in the bush.
Oh, wow.
No,
What
it's
have we
great.
done? What
But
have we done today? What have we done?
we've
These
talked
images I
nonsense.
never thought we'd ever create in my life.
We've just talked some nonsense and it's been amazing and I've enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
I
Yeah.
very much enjoyed this
Yeah.
episode. I hope you guys
We'll have to
listening
do a
enjoyed.
Jedi versus Jedi one. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, because there's a lot more Jedi to choose from.
And not many Jedi fight each other, as we know. Like Sith always
Yeah.
like to internally battle within each other, but
Yeah,
Jedi's don't really go up against Jedi's that much. That's why they struggle against Sith.
yeah. And then we kind
So,
of need to go with like a gray Jedi sort of thing because you
mhm,
get characters like Balin and
Balin.
then not the Inquisitors, but
But objectively speaking, we probably both would have picked Balin on our team just because of how cool he is and how, like, obviously, if you can, I know Ahsoka was preoccupied and not in the best position, but he's still kind of bested Ahsoka.
oh,
So,
absolutely, he bested
so
Ahsoka.
technically speaking, he is stronger than one of the most powerful Jedi's. So, how good
Yeah,
is Balin? We don't
yeah,
know. And rest in peace again. I hope we get more development within his story though, because
yeah.
absolutely unreal character for just one season of
Mhm.
television, and he wasn't even the main focus of it, really. So,
No. Well, I
mm.
think they've filmed starting like they've already started filming season 2, so
Who's been? They haven't said what they're doing with him though. They said they're going to continue his story though.
yeah,
So
don't know.
have to wait and see.
I know.
Yeah.
Have to wait and
Anyway,
see. Yeah.
anyway,
All right. That was a good chat, Jack. It was a
yeah,
good
I enjoyed it.
chat.
Thank you.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if you want more of these sorts of videos
Mm.
because we
We
definitely
enjoy
enjoy we enjoy just
debating.
talking about it. Just, we never would have created that
Mm.
Savage Press visual if we hadn't discussed this today. So you just there's endless possibilities.
That is
You know,
true. That is
it's
very
like
true.
Revan and Kylo sharing some margaritas on the beach.
On the
You
beach at
never would
Scarif.
think that. Yeah.
I wish we had an artist that comments or watches a video and just draws up
Yeah. So
two of those
we want
images.
Savage in the
Crouching in the
Endor
bush.
trees. We want Kylo Ren and Revan on the beach sipping
Sip.
margaritas,
Yep.
and we want Dooku and
And
Palpatine having spice
ice
creams.
cream.
Yep. All right, that's what we want. Those are our
That's all we got.
demands.
Please, artists, please, someone,
Please help
please.
us out.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I think
Alrighty.
that's a good place to wrap it up. Thank you very much for listening this week. And yeah, we'll see you in the next podcast.
Catches.